All right, Avengers Endgame. It is out officially. If you haven't seen it yet, don't watch this video. This is my Avengers Endgame spoiler talk. That's a spoiler warning right there. I just don't want this to be spoiled for you. If you went to any comment section in the past 2 days, it's already spoiled. Might as well stick around, but if you didn't, if it's not spoiled, probably want to bounce. If you've already seen the movie or you don't care, hey, welcome. Let's talk some Avengers Endgame spoilers, because I feel like this video is going to be longer than normal. I don't know how long it's going to be. I haven't even started talking about it. I have a feeling. So, spoiler warning ready. Gonna talk about the movie in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. That wasn't meant for you. That wasn't even meant for anybody. I just did it cuz. So, Avengers Endgame. So, the trailer pitched the first act of the movie. Rest of the movie? No idea. Don't know where it's going. Like, by comparison, imagine a trailer for Return of the Jedi. Only all it shows is the Jabba's palace stuff. Like, imagine the entire movie looks like they're saving Han Solo. And it's like, oh no, Emperor and Vader and confrontation and an Endor, I guess? Whoa, it's like a whole movie there that wasn't even shown in the trailer. It'd be something like that. Well, actually, the movie starts out, you see Hawkeye with his family, he's teaching his daughter how to shoot a bow and arrow, they're at a picnic, and you know it's coming. How else was this gonna go? You're just waiting. It's like you're watching a car wreck in slow-mo, just, oh God, it's so nice. They're so, oh God. As he turns around, his daughter's gone, doesn't know where she went. Turns around, his entire family's gone, doesn't know where they went. And yeah, it happened. I will say when the Marvel logo comes up, song plays, music plays. Some Dear Mr. Fantasy going, great song. I just think it came on a little too soon. There wasn't enough time to go, oh man, he saw his family disappear. They let the drama of it marinate for a minute and then had the music come on. I think that would have been a little better. Neither here nor there. Point is, movie goes on, Tony Stark's in a spaceship with Nebula, they're hanging out. They've run out of gas. Because I guess spaceships stop in space when they run out of gas. Is that like a Disney thing? Why do spaceships stop in space when there's no resistance, no friction, when they run out of gas? It would just keep going. Remember, they are going. They could be going, but it's in the dead of space. You're not going to notice it moving at all. There's nothing around to reference that you are moving at all. Whatever, point is, Captain Marvel comes out of nowhere and then gets Tony Stark and then brings him back to Earth. They actually did a really good job of making Tony Stark look sickly and thin, like he hasn't eaten a lot in the past 3 weeks. That was really well done, and he's just really pissed and he collapses. This is just the setup, because they find out where Thanos is, because I guess he used the stones again. They all go there. It's like, let's get this son of a bitch. Bah, 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 bah. That's right. The let's get this son of a bitch line was before the titles even came on in this movie. This is all just setup. They find him on this farm. He used the stones to destroy the stones. The stones are just gone now. Thor goes for the head, sacks him, just cuts his head off. They're like, all right, I guess Thanos is dead. All that buildup of, oh, they're gonna fight Thanos, get revenge, all just in the setup of the movie. He gets decapitated, then there's a time jump. 5 years later, and it's just 5 years later. Earth, we've all just kind of moved on. Well, we're trying to move on. It's not easy to move on. There's a whole monument of people who disappeared. But right at that point, I was like, what's the plot of this movie? I thought the plot was to get Thanos and now he's dead. What's this movie about? Time travel, that's right. So when Ant-Man comes back after a rat randomly steps on a button and just saves existence, I guess. It's a Ninja Turtles crossover, friends. That's a sentient rat. His name is Splinter. But yeah, so Ant-Man's like, wait a minute, time's different in the quantum realm. So if we can harness it and control it, we might be able to come out in different times and get the stones and use the stones to bring people back, take Thanos down. They try to confront Tony Stark, who's married to Pepper Potts, has a daughter now, and he's like, nope, peace, I'm out of the fight. So he's working on the time travel things, trying to get it going. So was he working on it after they came to him, or had he been working on it all along? I don't really know, but if he'd been working on it all along, Scott Lang gave them no new information, so the rat's not that important. But now that it's 5 years later, everyone's in different places. Like, Hawkeye is just murdering bad guys. Hawkeye is awesome in this movie, dude. This dude's just straight up, he's ninja. He's Ronin style. Bruce Banner's the Hulk, but not really the Hulk. It's like, he's reconciled with the Hulk, and now he's big and green, but he's Bruce Banner's mind. The Hulk's smart now, taking selfies with kids who don't recognize Ant-Man. It's okay, no one really does. You know Hawkeye, you know Renner's like, thank God Ant-Man happened. Those used to be jokes aimed at me. My, how the times have changed. Thor's a fat slob. That cracked me up. But if you're like a super Thor fan, that's probably gonna piss you off. I've already seen a few people like, what the fuck did they do to my favorite character? There's new Asgard, all the survivors of Asgard, which the population of the ship, as I understand it, Thanos killed half of them, then the other half were killed after the snap, so really it's a quarter of Asgardians. They're in this little shitty harbor town, and Thor just drinks a lot of beer, and He has more mass. Mass of the gods. But he feels guilt to him. He's like, I threw the axe at Thanos and it didn't hit his head and he snapped people. That's my fault. I should have aimed for his head. Thor was kind of a hedonist before he learned his lesson in the original Thor. Because of that guilt, he's just gonna revert back to what he was doing before. Now he doesn't have that metabolism, I guess. So now he can't take the beer carbs like he used to. I will say the marketing department in these Marvel movies is crazy. Like when they're all like marching in their Ant-Man suits and they're gonna go through time. Thor, when he's walking, is puffy Thor with a big long beard and long hair. Nope, not in the trailer. Not on the poster. Like that scene from the posters in the intro of the movie. That's not even Thor from this movie. I'll give them that. They do a good job of keeping secrets. So the main plot that you never saw in the trailer was they have to go to different timelines and get the stones from those timelines, bring them back, and then snap Thanos. Well, snap Thanos and his army anyway out of existence. So they go to different movies from the MCU. They go to the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. They go to Thor: The Dark World, the big throwdown in New York, the Avengers. Which is funny, they actually poke fun at the fact that like, wait a minute, if we go to the right moment, there are 3 stones in New York. 3 infinity stones of existence in this one city of this one world. What are the odds of that? But the fact that they're going to these moments that we've already seen, but it's like a different angle of that moment, it reminded me of the movie I compared it to. Well, I didn't compare it to the movie. I said it reminded me of a movie. The movie is Back to the Future 2. It totally reminded me of Back to the Future 2. We're in Back to the Future 2. They're trying to get the almanac back from Biff, and so they go back to the events of Back to the Future 1, but their other selves are there, and they're trying to avoid their other selves. It totally reminded me of that. But this movie is very self-aware, and it absolutely positively embraces that fact. Like the great philosopher Tyrion Lannister once said, never forget what you are, the rest of the world will not. Wear it like armor. It can never be used to hurt you. There will still be some shit talk. Whether or not it hurts it, I don't know. MCU is not necessarily sentient. I don't think Feige's gonna cry in his fucking money-shaped pillow. But this movie does wear it like armor. It's like, oh, this plot's familiar to Back to the Future 2. We'll actually have Scott Lang reference Back to the Future in this movie. This movie is fan service. You know, it will blatantly have the plot be fan service. We're gonna take fans on a joyride through some of the previous stories of the MCU. A full tour as we come full circle and close this book. I did like that Tilda Swinton was in it because they're like, oh yeah, that place is in New York, and logically it's like, does that mean they were there in the events of the first Avengers? So you do see her like doing her spells and wiping out monsters. So you know it was happening before, we just didn't see it because she wasn't the star. It's a neat little tie-in. I like the fact that they tied that in. But she even says like, no, you gotta put these stones back after you take them, because if the stones are removed from reality, you're gonna fuck our reality. Because by doing that, you're creating a variance, so you're creating an alternate timeline, so it's not necessarily gonna affect you. Generally, this is the accepted way time works in time travel now. It used to be like, oh, Marty McFly is going to disappear. Now it's like, no, if you change the past, Marty won't disappear. Marty's timeline will be the same. It'll still exist, but now this is creating another timeline. This movie kind of breaks it down, which I appreciate. I'm glad the movie that had a spaceship stop in the dead of space because it ran out of gas could show that they wanted to have attention to detail when it came to time travel. But yeah, it's just like, no, you got to put the stones back, so you know they're going to have to do that after all this wraps up, which, funny enough, Thanos destroyed the stones with the stones, so now essentially those stones don't exist in that universe, like the main MCU universe. So is it gonna fuck everything up? I don't know. I do not know. I think they just might have overlooked that. Or that's gonna be the entirety of phase 4. Those fucking stones just gonna be in every phase. But there were some great throwback moments when they were in these other timelines, like Robert Redford, because he was Mr. Secretary and all that, in Captain America Winter Soldier, which means he would be in the events of the Avengers. I'm actually baffled how many people they got to come back to reprise their roles, even for a small time. Captain America even gets in the elevator with Crossbones, all these guys. He was looking around. I thought he was gonna be like, before we get started, does anyone want to get out? But no, he just goes, guys, it's okay. The secretary sent me. Hail Hydra. That's easy enough. That's what a man does when he has America's ass. Loki escapes though. He gets the Tesseract, making them have to go get the Tesseract from another time in the 70s, I believe. But Loki grabs the Tesseract. He bounces. He escapes, making way for, I guess Loki's having his own TV show, right? So I imagine it's gonna be that. There was a Stan Lee cameo back then. Was that CGI or was that actually Stan Lee? Did they get that filmed before he passed? I don't actually know. I guess that shows how good they are at that technology. Doesn't matter because the entire crowd cheered. So people dude, come on, I cheered. That's amazing. You have to, dude, it's the Endgame. But I just like seeing Stan Lee. I also like that Tony Stark got a moment with Howard Stark. It's like he just, oh, that should have shown me where this movie's going. But I'm glad, like, you know, because Tony Stark's always had a vision of his dad, and now he gets to talk with him well, he's kind of in line with his dad. They're about the same age. They both have a kid. He got to connect with him. He saw how it was, gives him a hug. It was really awkward for Howard, but I was glad he got that. I'm glad it happened. Which is funny because they were like, oh, we're out of Pym particles and this is all we have. And I was like, you're time traveling. Why not get Pym particles? Why not just go to the past and get them? Oh, they do. All right. Good on you, movie. I actually liked Nebula, too. Nebula's been one of those characters where I'm like, all right, you're kind of overcooking it in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I didn't actually connect with her too much. But in this movie, I really liked her, and it does show how far they've come. The daughters of Thanos, Nebula, Gamora, because they go back, and it's like, oh no, we're villains, and we're looking for the stones. We're actually baddies right now. And you see that Nebula so wants the approval of Thanos, and she's just not getting it. So she dicks out and replaces other Nebula, because 2 Nebulas in one timeline, it just like freaks her out because the Bluetooth connection shorted out her internet, started showing images. I actually thought Thanos was gonna see Tony Stark, and that's how he would have known who Stark was in Avengers Infinity War, when he was like, Stark, you're not the only one burdened with knowledge. I thought that was how he was gonna learn who Tony Stark was in the past, but wouldn't make sense because he's got to go down in this movie. I actually thought Nebula might have actually gotten the Infinity Gauntlet at one point, because she does in the graphic novel. I actually read Infinity Gauntlet last weekend, and it was really good. This movie goes in a completely different direction. I'm baffled they didn't bring Adam Warlock in. Like, why would you tease Adam Warlock at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and then not bring in Adam Warlock for this? That's weird, but they didn't. After reading the book, I was like, this is gonna be the greatest kept secret in modern cinema. Adam Warlock's gonna come strolling through. He's gonna be some big actor we didn't know was gonna be Adam Warlock. Nope, did not happen. And Nebula did not get the Infinity Gauntlet at any point, but whatever. But they gotta go to the planet Boromir or whatever and get the Soul Stone. Look, I know it's called Vormir. I think of Boromir every time I hear Vormir. That's what I think of. That's Black Widow and Hawkeye, and of course you have to lose something you love, so they're all like, huh. I'll give the movie this. I totally thought, I'm like, oh, Hawkeye's gonna go because he lost his family and he's really damaged. He's been killing people out there that he doesn't want to be like that. He's got sins he feels he needs to atone for. So he's going over the edge, and those two go at it. It's just like, one runs from it, and she shocks him, then he shoots an arrow when she's running for it and blasts her to the side, and I was like, all right, he's going, and he doesn't go. I mean, they both really care about each other, so it makes sense that those two are the ones there, but yeah, he goes over the edge, she goes over the edge, and he has a hold of her, and he just can't pull them both up, and she's like, it's all good, let me go, and so that's the end of Black Widow. She dies. Yeah, she's gone. She's not going to be running S.H.I.E.L.D. now. Little confused as to how they're going to do her standalone movie. It can't be Scarlett Johansson. Is it going to be her when she's younger? Different actress? I don't know. Different timeline? That's the thing about this movie. The deaths, the endings, they need to be, they can't undo them. It'll mean too little if they undo them. Whatever happened in this movie, man, it needs to stick. But I was really sad and shocked because, again, the logical thing would be Hawkeye going over and was like, I fooled you. But man, they really got lucky in sending the two people who actually do care about each other. What if 2 people went who don't really care about each other that much? You have to lose what you love most, right? The love most, that's the phrase. What if they were like, all right, we don't know what we're gonna run into there, so we need something big, something small. Bruce Banner, Scott Lang, you're both going there. All right, cool. And they get there like, I gotta lose what I love most? I mean, you're all right and all. I don't think this is gonna work. Like, what if it was 2 people who don't care about each other that much? I mean, really, if you really think about it, in this movie in particular, you could have just sent Thor there with a keg. Could have walked out of this with 1 more Avenger. Thor just be able to throw his keg over like, oh. I got the stone though, that's cool. Anyhow, this movie, it has conveniences, but I'll get into them a little more. The ones that people like, makes no sense, but the MCU's full of them. This entire universe is full of bullshit. It doesn't make sense, just convenient. I mean, I'll kind of like, it doesn't make a lot of sense here or in the reviews, but it's not like I'm like, nope, Stonewall, movie's not good now. So yeah, point is, Black Widow died. And when they get back to HQ, Thanos is like, yeah, I know where they are. And he just bombs the place. I thought they died. I thought a few of them died. I thought Ant-Man was definitely dead, which leads to the best superhero throwdown ever in a movie ever. Oh, actually, I think first, oh shit. The Hulk, okay. We got, rewind with me. So they have all the stones now. They're at headquarters. They're like, all right. So they put it on an Iron Man glove on Stark Tech. The only one strong enough to live through it is actually Bruce Banner. So he puts it on, it like fries half of his body, and Stark's like, just bring everyone back, change nothing else. Don't let my daughter disappear. So he does, he snaps, and then Thanos just firebombs the shit out of that place. But yeah, he wants that gauntlet. He's like, sweet, they got the gauntlet for me. I know I succeed because I've seen shit in Nebula's memory where I'm like, I know I succeed. life is good. I am inevitable. And after Thanos bombs it though, leads to the greatest superhero throwdown in superhero movie history. Like, this makes the airport scene in Civil War look like a mild argument. However, speaking of conveniences, so Stark Tech can just hold the power of the stones now? I mean, if you really think about that, Thanos had to go to this place that's surrounding the heart of a dying star where a bunch of giants can forge a device that can handle the stones. It's so important. This is the place Mjolnir was forged. This is the only place that can do it, I guess. Or he could have just gotten some Stark Tech. Or he could have just built a glove. I mean, it looks like he has better technology than Earth has, so if Tony Stark can do it, Thanos can just make it. You can have the mom make it or something. The greatest device ever, the only device that can harness the power of the stones. An oven mitt, but also the Infinity Gauntlet. Or, you know, Iron Man glove. Same shit. I don't know, I didn't buy that. I was fine with it by the end because it led to a great moment. And really in the end, it's the moment, it's the feeling that resonates with me that really trumps all that matters. But man, this throwdown, this was crazy. It was everybody. I mean, it's looking pretty grim there for a bit. It's like, all right, you guys, you might lose. Then you see King T'Challa, his sister, and his moms. They come walking in a frame, you're like, oh yeah, Banner snapped. They're back. They should be back. And everybody comes back. Everybody you've ever known in the MCU that ever had a power kind of was here. It reminded me of the last throwdown in Ready Player One, but with all MCU characters. All MCU characters you've been attached to for the last decade, or at different points along the line in the past decade anyway. Then at a point, Tony Stark sees Strange and he's like, you told me there was one where we make it. Tell me this is it. Strange is like, if I tell you what'll happen, it won't happen. Which is really important, and I'll talk about that in a second. There's also a holy shit moment, like a holy shit moment. We kind of got a glimpse of it in Age of Ultron when Cap was trying to pick up Mjolnir and it moved a millimeter. But Thor's being held down, you see Mjolnir and you're like, oh, it's gonna come and Thor's gonna grab it and kick some ass. No, it goes bam, right past him, goes right to Cap. Cap, boom, just has Mjolnir now. I was like, holy fuck. That was a holy shit comic book movie moment right there. Here's how you give goosebumps. Hold my Mjolnir. Yeah, hold my beer. Captain Marvel even comes in and it actually does show how strong she is. He headbutts her and it's just like, bling, bling. I was like, all right, so you're strong. Her haircut's pretty fresh. I like her new hair. But even then, Thanos just takes the Power Stone into his fist. It's like, blam, just sends her into next year. Not actually next year. Shit, this is a time traveling movie. I can't use exaggerations like that here. He punches her and she flies really far. But that's it. You know, there were a lot of people like, is she gonna take down Thanos? Are they just gonna have her come in and take him out? But she doesn't. She doesn't do it. Like, she's conveniently used, yes. I've seen the argument. They're all like, she's simply a Deus Ex Machina. Yeah, it's like, the MCU is full of that shit. Like I've said before, full of conveniences that they just write into the movie to write themselves out of a thing that they wrote themselves into. Everywhere in the MCU. It hasn't mattered before. Now what, now this is gonna matter? Yeah, she saves Tony Stark from starving to death in deep space with Nebula. Is it unbelievable? Possibly, but what's more believable? After Captain Marvel came to Earth because of Nick Fury's little beeper and she said, where's Fury? And she got the lowdown as to what happened. Rocket was there, might have a tracking device on that ship, knew where the ship was, but just couldn't get to him and sends her to go get him. I mean, that's the Guardians of the Galaxy ship, right? Like, that's Rocket's car. I imagine he has GPS on his car, but since he lacks the ability to go get it, he can just, hey, can you go get it? There might be friends on there, and she go get it. Or an Iron Man glove can harness the power of the stones. What's more convenient? What's more believable? Right, Thor gets his new axe, he needs to get back to Earth. What does Pete Dinklage say? Can also summon the Bifrost. Oh shit, I guess it can, because he needs to get back. So that's how it's written. But a great moment does happen. Thanos has the gauntlet, he goes, I am inevitable. Clink! And Tony Stark shows that, oh, while he was tussling with him, he got the stones, he has his Iron Man glove, and he goes, I am Iron Man. And they all disappear. Thanos' army just turns to dust. Thanos sits down, turns to dust. Tony Stark is in really bad shape, and the man who started it all, the man of the first movie of the MCU that we all doubted, at least I doubted the shit out of it. It was like, Iron Man's gonna suck. Iron Man was great. Iron Man started something that hadn't been done in movies ever. That man, Tony Stark, gave his life that day to take down Thanos. He's all burned up and fucked up. I mean, Incredible Hulk, yeah, he can survive it. Someone stronger can survive it, not him. He's just a guy. It's actually a really sad moment, sad farewell. You see the Iron Man thing, the arc reactor on his chest. You're like, it really happened. He gets a funeral, the whole thing. Black Widow didn't get a funeral, but Tony Stark did. I imagine she got a funeral. It wasn't It wasn't the Thing. It's not the person who started the Marvel Cinematic Universe for us. Which really makes what Doctor Strange told Tony Stark profound. Also, the fact that Doctor Strange saved Tony Stark's life because he saw the one reality in which they live, and he's like, all right, gotta give him the time stone, and you will use the stones later. And now I'm gonna disappear. Bye. But in Endgame, when Tony Stark looked to Strange and he was like, you saw one reality where we win, tell me this is it. And Strange responded, if I tell you what happens, it won't happen. Probably because if he says, yeah, you get the stones, snap, kill yourself, but you take him out, he'd have enough time to be like, do I want to do that? He might hesitate when it comes down to it. When he's gonna take the stones, he'd be like, I want to see my wife and kid again. He had to just be in the moment, not knowing how it was gonna go down until he had it and he knew he was gonna snap. It's actually a cool thing. It's a cool moment. It's a good full circle moment. Strange knew what he was doing ever since Infinity War. Actually, why didn't Stark get burned to death? Hulk put that thing on. That glove was burning him because of the power of all the stones before he even snapped it. Stark puts it on like, I am Iron Man. Shouldn't he be like, cling?
Snap, Tony, do it! Snap! You have to snap! Save our lives, Tony, snap! Please! Please! Oh no, he died!
That's just weird. He took that power pretty well. Better than the Hulk did. Until he snapped and got 8th degree burns on all of his internal organs. Captain America is no longer in this, but he doesn't die. See, Cap has to go back and return the stones, so he goes and they're like, all right, bringing him back in 3, 2, 1. I was like, he's not gonna get brought back. But why? And of course, he's not getting brought back, and you see this old guy on a bench, and it's him. Steve Rogers just sitting there. He's like, after I return the stones, figured I'll just have a normal life. So he settled down with Peggy Carter and just lived a life. I love these endings of these two characters, because Tony Stark, you know, he had his normal life, but like he said, he was Iron Man. Captain America is the soldier, but he just wants a normal life. So they both went out. They left the MCU the way they should leave the MCU. I thought that was really touching. I just love the fact that they didn't have to kill Captain America. Captain America he just left the fight, leaving it to other people. Now Falcon can be Captain America. And there is no post-credit scene, not in this one, which is great. Like, if there was a post-credit scene, I would want it to be like a flower with like a sunrise in the background or something. Something kind of symbolic, like, oh, it's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new phase of Marvel, but this story is done, because that's what it feels like. Post-credit scene would have been just out of place. I love the fact that this ends. Guys, in the end, Avengers Endgame, it was such a fulfilling ending. It lives up to its name. Not only does it feel like the end game, it feels like the period at the end of the last sentence, at the end of the last paragraph, at the end of the last chapter, at the end of this book. There will be other books written, yes, there will be other chapters in the MCU, other phases, but this story that's been building for the past 11 years, it does come to a close. The one who starred in the movie that started it all, Tony Stark, gave his life to take out the big baddie who's been building that whole time. The leader, Captain America, went off and had his wonderful life. Captain America's ending reminds me of the episode The Inner Light from Star Trek The Next Generation. Granted, it makes Captain America Winter Soldier a little creepier, because that's his niece now. Like, I'm trying to phrase this very carefully, and I mean this in the most positive way possible, the most fulfilled way possible. Like, if they were like, there are no more MCU movies, this is it, this is the wrap up, and our saga is now done, and there are no more movies after this, I'd be fine with it. I'd be like, that's a fine ending. That felt really good. I have my 22 movie saga, the likes of which I haven't had a 22 movie saga like that before. Cool. So going forward, if they want to experiment, I'm totally down with it. Do anything. You want to have the Incredible Hulk have a fucking dick coming out of his forehead? He just swings it around like a battering ram, takes people out. I don't care. Do it. I'll be there. I'll laugh if that happens. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the MCU. So now's the time, you know, now's the time where they can try new things, bring in new characters, throw things at the wall, see what sticks. Funny enough, before Cap takes the stones back and has to replace the stones from where they took them, could he use the stones to bring Tony Stark back? Like, he couldn't with Black Widow, but I feel like that's because she was the sacrifice for the stone, but could Tony Stark just be brought back? I don't know. It doesn't really explain. I feel like he might be able to, though. Guess we'll never know. But thank you for watching this. This video is a bit longer than normal. This and the MCU leading up to this was an experience I never thought I'd see when I was in junior high. I'd be like, oh, they'll never make an Avengers movie because they can never do it. And they did it. And they crushed it. And we're here. All right, so now I will ask you, Avengers Endgame, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below. Let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.